Okay, good morning. Uh, just thought I'd do a short video, try to help people uh, get around Martinsville. It's not a complicated racetrack, it's challenging, but it's not hard, in my opinion. I've seen some mistakes being made, and I thought with Martinsville coming up in the late model race, with Chromehorn Racing League, um, that I would address some things and try to help some people. I'm not an expert by any means, but I am decent at this. I have 13 wins here in a lot of top fives, so I can get around this track pretty good. I've won in mini stock, street stock, late models, and trucks, and a Gen 4 cars. So um, just thought I would put this out there. I'm not an expert, like I said. Just thought I would put this out there because we do have several Martinsville races, league races coming up, and maybe somebody can find something that they're doing wrong um, and fix it, and or maybe something I say clicks and it makes you have faster lap times. Um, Again, this is just I thought maybe a helpful video to try to do this. Um, with the officials, they're shorter races. They're 40 laps, 60 laps, depending on what um, vehicle you're racing. So the sense of urgency is there, right? So everybody tries to dive bomb the turns, which is a huge mistake because what is dive bombing going to result in? Accidents. So if you're patient and get in a rhythm, because Martinsville is definitely a rhythm track and definitely a patience showing track, um, then you'll make passes and you'll move to the front. The problem is, and I've seen this entirely too much, is everybody tries to win from position 6, position 7, and dive bombing the turns. Um, when you dive bomb the turns, you're going to miss your entry point, entry angle, and you're going to swing up towards the wall. So anybody to your outside, you're going to wreck yourself and wreck the person to your outside. So if you were to show patience and drop in line, then um, you would have a better angle in your entry, your braking points. And if you have a better entry angle and a better braking point, then you're going to be able to power off. The best places to pass that I have found is on your exit. Um, don't drive in so hard. Let it roll through the turn a little, and by halfway through the turn, you should be able to get on your gas and power off. And usually, you can get up underneath them on the straightaways and have position on them for the turn, and that will help your entry. So, entry angle, braking points, and patience at Martinsville will get you to the front. I have found that to be true. Um, Things happen. It's a short track, and anyway, we'll get out here. We'll turn a few laps. I have This isn't to tell you what you should be running or what offsets and what steering ratio. The one thing I will tell you, in my opinion, is your brakes. If you have them too far to the front, then when you hit your brakes, your back end's going to want to yaw out, and it's going to be harder to maintain that car. And if you have them too far to the back, every time you hit your brakes at your braking point, you're going to want to self spin. both of those are going to result in you pushing towards the wall, which is a bad thing with cars on your outside or potentially on the outside, or you're going to miss the apex of the turn and you're going to slam into the wall, which isn't good. So, getting your car balanced. So that's a practice. Find the balance. I think I have a pretty good brake balance with what I run, but I have practiced. So getting your car balanced. When I step on the brakes, it's going to drop the front end down, it's going to slow me down, and I'm able to go along the curb, which is what you want to do. If you don't have a balanced car, front or rear brake too much, then it's going to push you out to the wall. So we'll turn a few laps. I'll show you what I do. Again, it's a rhythm track, so hitting your brake points, you'll get into a rhythm. Even in race traffic, you can still have a rhythm. And the important lines to me, how you want to run and attack this track. So it's more about racing the track and hitting your lines, and passes will come if you show patience. So patience, a balanced car, and just making sure you can get your braking points and being consistent. So let's turn a few laps. Don't usually talk, but one of the guys from the Chrome Horn League, this one's for you, Mark, said I don't talk enough on my videos. So this one, I'm definitely talking too much, and that's why I don't talk much. So here we go.
That lap was a 20.70. You're less than a tenth off your best. Okay, Rick, your last lap was 20.72. Good lap. That's your quickest today. That lap was a 20.24. You've just run a 20.35. That puts you 0.10 off your best. Within a tenth of your best. That lap was a 20.28. Your last time was 20.31. You're now 0.07 off your best. Hell yeah. Rick, that's your quickest lap today. You've just done a 20.18. Good lap, that's your quickest so far. That lap was a 20.17. That lap was a 20.43. You're now 0.26 off your best.
We just done 10 laps.
Don't speed.
35-mile-an-hour pit road speed. It's easy to get caught speeding on this pit road. So you want to watch that. And pit road exit, especially. Be mindful of that.
Pit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pit now.
Alright, so let's hop out of the car. And we'll
Front right 135 Fahrenheit. Left front 118 degrees.
we'll go to like TV1 and we'll go outside the car and do that and break down laps from outside the car. Okay. So we'll start off by doing our laps. As you saw, the cold tires, you're going to have slower speeds. So it takes a little bit for these late models to build up tire heat, and once you do that, your car is going to pick up speed. Of course, there's a lot of things that comes into play with your tires. Is going to be the track temperature for one, the marbles, the rubber, stuff like that. So again, what I found, be consistent, even in race traffic. Being consistent, that's what we want. And your times really, if you manage your tires, like I said, the officials are like 40 laps, 60 laps, and Chromehorn Racing League is going to be like 180 laps or 190 laps. So with a limited set of tires, you're going to have to make multiple pit stops, and you want to manage your tires. So tire management, don't heat up your tires. And the way we heat up our tires is overdriving entry, missing your turns. So we're going to see what we can do. And I just ran 10 laps, so it's not going to be an extremely long thing. But maybe you will see something, pick up on something. So we'll break this down. We'll turn a lap from outside the car. Okay. So I'm sure everybody just seen on lap the start or um, coming out of 4. I got on the curb and it slowed my time way down because I had to make sure that the car wasn't going to push to the wall. That's another big thing. If you hit that curbing, you're going to lose control of your car and it's going to push to the outside wall. So your exit of 4, you're going to slam into the wall, especially at race speed. Um, so be mindful of that. And I definitely hit the curb on the exit of 4. But one thing, um, when you hit your braking points, um, find a place to where you can back up your corners. As you can see, I'm already on the brake. Um, when I let me back it up a little bit here. When I'm coming off the straight stretch, you can see my car's already turning, um, and I'm not that far from the start finish line. So I'll back it up a little more. There's the start finish line, and about 3/4 of the straight stretch, I'm already setting for my turn. So we'll show you what it looked like. I'm aiming for this yellow right here. I'm already turning, already on my brakes. So my braking point's still on the straightaway, on the front stretch. And I'm aiming my car at the yellow, right? That's going to give me a good entry. What's going to happen if I'm in the inside racing somebody and they're on my outside, right? So if I'm coming in here, your angle is way off and you're going to have to brake way sooner. And if you don't, you're going to go straight to the wall, right? And then the person on the outside is going to get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked. This is a lot harder angle on the inside. It can be done. You just have to brake sooner, okay? And then cut your car harder. So I'm aiming for this yellow. As you can see, still braking, but it's like maybe 25 or 30% brake. And then letting the car roll for a brief. I mean, we're halfway. We're at the apex. Literally, there's the Martinsville sign on the center of the turn. And I'm already getting back on the gas. And this is where I'm going to power off. I mean, already getting on the gas and we're still in the turn. I'm at 100% on exit. You'll see I'm already fully on the gas. This is going to let you do, if you have a slower entry, a proper entry, wrap that curbing, you'll be able to power off. So anybody that's coming through here, then this is where the patience thing comes in to play for sure, is most people will come too hard in, their car will drift up, and they'll be out here somewhere almost in a second lane. Almost in the second lane. Right? If you do this properly and wrap the curb and get on the gas, you're going to be getting on the gas faster than they are, because they're going to have to slow down on their exit so that they don't pound this outside wall, which is exactly what they're going to do. If they carry too much speed into the turn, they're going to have to wait for the car to set, and you're going to be able to get to their inside. For me personally, passing on exit is better. than trying to dive bomb into the turns. Again, like I said earlier, dive bombing just leads to wrecks. But if you wait for this and show patience, when they miss the turn, you're already down here at the bottom, which is the preferred line. You're already powering off, and you're going to stay to their inside, and you're going to get them at the entry of the next turn. So 100% fuel. I'm already on the gas, 100%. Going, going, going. Okay. Aiming. I'm going to be aiming for this. Right? I want that entry cone for pit road. There's my cones for pit road. I'm going to be aiming for that and braking. And you'll see that here in just a second. Turning in, aiming for that. Already on my brakes. About, again, 25-30%. Ride that curb. I'm rolling the center. Okay, there's my center. There's the Martinsville sign on the outside wall. That's the center of the turn. Rolling, back on the gas, 100%, and I'm going to power off. Again, anybody that comes into that turn with too much speed, they're going to be out here somewhere. They might have a decent entry, but as they go through the center, they're going to be sweeping out, and they're going to have to wait on their gas, or they're going to pound the wall. You're already on the gas, on the curb, on the inside, and you're going to have a better exit, right? And you're going to be able to power by them, or at least have position on the inside of the turn. Being consistent, right? That's all I'm trying to do is being consistent lap time, same braking points, same amount of brake pressure, the gas, everything I'm trying to do. One thing that okay, I can do it right here, I guess. Let me back up. Alright, so I've aimed for the cones. There's the cone. I'm already into the turn. I'm on my brakes, 25 or 30%. One thing I heard somebody say one time is have quiet hands. You want quiet hands in the turns. If you're shaking your car and you can see your hands, of course there's going to be a little of that, but if you're having to cut right or left and your hands are sawing the wheel, you're scrubbing off speed, and it's harder on your tires, right? So when you set into the turn, you want your hands to move as little as possible, to save speed, right, and save your tires. So watch my hands on my gloves on my wheel here. When I go into the turns, there is going to be a little bit of movement in the wheel, but I'm not sawing on the wheel. I'm not going right, left. So you watch my hands. And then I'm powering off, bringing the car back, right, going out to the wall, right. again, consistency. Just in this short video, I've been running 20.2s and 20.3s, which is consistent. Right? So that's what we want to do. Did you notice the quiet hands, like I'm not sawing on the wheel? Um, so that was lap 7. Let's go back outside and we'll see what laps look like at speed. I'm running consistent laps, then you're going to have consistent lap times. Or if I'm hitting the same braking points and I'm not sawing on the wheel and I'm maintaining my tires, 190 laps around this place is a lot of laps. So you have to manage your tires, and that's what it's going to be all about. And not making mistakes. Pit road speed 35. It's a long pit road for 35 miles an hour, but just maintain that so you don't get caught speeding. Watch your entry cones and exit cones, especially the exit. You think, oh, I'm leaving my pit box, and you go flying out onto the racetrack, then you miss that green cone, and you'll get nabbed for unsafe pit exit. So there's a lot of mistakes that can be made on entry and exit of pit road, plus it's a long pit road for 35 miles an hour. You're basically crawling. So mistakes can be made there. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base on a few little things. It ended up being probably a little longer than I thought it was going to be. But I was just trying to bring some pointers out. Your braking points, can't stress that enough. Even in race traffic, hit your braking points. Be consistent. Let the car roll and try not to overdrive it. Overdriving is just going to cause accidents. Dive bombing is going to cause accidents. Just be consistent, and above all, be patient. The car that you're behind, if you're patient, they're going to look in their mirror, they're going to look at something, and they're going to miss that turn. When they miss that turn, and if you're right there, take advantage of that on your exit. Right? That's the easiest place to get somebody past, is on the exit of the turn, and get to their inside on the straightaway so that you have position for your next turn. Again, not an expert. I certainly ain't driving in the Coke Series, and not a professional race car driver. But I have turned enough laps here at Martinsville and had some success here at Martinsville that I'm just sharing what works for me, and in hopes that it would help somebody else. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm getting ready to head out to Martinsville. I have my annual NASCAR training this weekend, and we're going to be there at Martinsville cutting up race cars and practicing our pit road procedures and on-track stuff in my truck with the cutting tools and live fire and all that stuff. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Always learn a lot and enjoy being around the guys again, and the girls from it and that do it, and well, we're just gonna have a good weekend at Martinsville. It's one of my favorite short tracks, and I love working there, and we'll hopefully put this video out so it will help. And you can apply this to any series. I run the same way in the mini stocks, the street stocks, like I said, the trucks, the late models, late model stock, and Gen 4 cars. Um, you just gotta um, maybe adjust your entry and breaking points and stuff just a little bit. But once you get consistent, and that takes practice, once you get consistent, you'll be um, up there having great results, and that's what we're hoping for. Um, so I hope everybody learned something, and or maybe you learn what not to do and what you're doing and works for you, and that's great too. I just like this track. I like racing on this track, and um, I thought I would share a little bit of how I do it so that if you are struggling, maybe you can learn something. If not, you'll see how I do it, and you'll be able to fly by me Sunday night. So, anyway, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you out there Sunday night in the late models.